Today, we are going to be talking about why coding is not the same as programming. There are a lot of questions about this. The terminology itself is a little bit confusing. What is coding? What is programming? What is software development? What is software engineering? Are we engineers? Are we programmers? Are we coders? What the heck do we do? Stay tuned and we are going to get to that in a second here. Let's simplify a debated topic, the difference between coding and programming. Some experienced software developers argue that just because you can code doesn't mean you can program. They say coding is just understanding the syntax of a language, like knowing the vocabulary of Mandarin Chinese. But programming is all about solving problems. People often say that understanding a programming language is like understanding the sentence structure of a language. You need to know the syntax and structure to express your ideas. But it's hard to learn how to code without learning how to program. That's the thing. Think about it. How many people know how to code but can't program? When you're starting to learn programming, you might understand some of the language syntax, but if you're given a problem, you struggle to translate it. You can write code for specific things in the language, but you can't solve a problem because you don't understand how to translate it. That's the real skill of a software developer, taking a complex problem and making it simple. The theme of simple programming is making complex things simple. That's the value of a software developer, breaking down complex problems. At the end of the day, programming is taking a problem and breaking it down into smaller pieces that can be automated by a machine. It's a skill you develop by breaking down complex problems. People often say you can't become a software developer in just 3 months at the bootcamp. But that's not true. With focused effort, 6 to 10 hours a day, you can become a good software developer in 3 months or even less. Studying hard at a bootcamp is the best way to learn anything. Let's say you want to learn Italian, but you're not great at it. You take audio courses for 6 months and get decent, but not fluent. The problem is, you would have learned more by going to an immersion school in Italy, where you would only speak Italian. You would have spent less time learning, but learn more in depth. It's the same with anything you want to study in depth. Decide how you want to learn. Go to school, self-taught, or a bootcamp? Bootcamps are the best option because they're practical. Forget traditional education ideas and focus on the goal, to learn how to do something. Ask yourself, what do I want to learn and why? That will guide you to the best method. To build a website, you need to understand the technology and framework involved. It's one of the key aspects. To build a web application, you need to understand 2 things. First is the technology and framework involved in creating the website. That's like following a recipe. Second is solving problems algorithmically. You also need to know the technologies involved in building a web app with logic. You don't need a formal degree program for this. Just learn the specific skills required. Some people think they're learning coding, but they're only learning the syntax of a language and not how to solve problems. Sometimes, even college graduates can have trouble with basic problem solving and programming. For example, some graduates from top schools like Carnegie Mellon have struggled to write a simple algorithm during an interview. They may understand technical terms and concepts, but they don't have a solid grasp on actual problem solving. Just attending a bootcamp, learning on your own, or going to college doesn't guarantee a strong understanding of programming. Ultimately, as a software developer, your goal is to learn how to use a language to solve problems. The problems you'll face depend on the specific field you're working in. It's important to specialize and understand the specific problems you're trying to solve, not just the syntax of a language. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, but it's your responsibility to learn more than just basic coding skills. Coder versus programmer doesn't matter much. The term software developer is more accurate because that's what we're doing, developing software. Don't get confused by all the different terms. Focus on the goal of solving problems through software development. Now that you've learned why coding is not the same as programming, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this information helpful, hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop. In case you still have more questions, shoot them in the comments so people can clear it up for you. Moreover, if you're looking forward to becoming a software developer, check out our video about how anyone can get a six-figure job and get an idea for your career roadmap. Until next time, farewell.